people? My name is David and I'm joined by Abe and Charlie Maderos. Welcome to the Redog Cinema Podcast. And for our viewers and listeners, we hope you guys are doing well. And before we get into this new episode of The Last of Us, Abe and Charlie, how y'all doing?
Good, bro. We got mic arms. I can sit back in my seat.
The boom arm.
I don't care what it's called.
Now I can sit back and not have to feel
Have neck pain, none of that
pain.
stuff anymore.
Not straining anymore. I can just sit back and chill. I love it.
Yeah, and it's like to watch something. You know what I mean? Like before, it felt like kind of just uncomfortable. So now this is cool. It's a cool setup.
I dig
More
it.
laid back. You get more
laid
that
back,
freedom to,
For sure.
express your hands, do all
this, dog.
this, that.
As if I had to hold the stand before. I could have done that.
Yeah. It just feels like with the stand we have to hold it. I don't know. But
It's true.
it is chill. But guys, this is the second to last episode 8. Season
Sad.
finale is next
Sadness.
week, and it went by really fast,
Yeah.
which is crazy. It went by really fast. But with all that being said, y'all, let's just get right into it. Let's get into this episode and start it. Okay, Charlie and Abe, you guys specifically said that you guys are kind of not afraid, but wondering how are they going to conclude this entire story
Mm-hmm.
in the two episodes that are left.
Yeah.
Because episode 9 is the shortest episode in the entire season, right? So how are you guys feeling coming into episode 8?
I mean, I don't want it to end. It's just so good.
Yeah.
It's just so good. The fact that episode 9 is going to be the shortest is kind of sad too. Because I don't know. What am I going to do after this? Like wait 3 years for the next season or something?
Yeah.
3 or 4 years. So yeah. I mean, at least we have like Succession right after it, right?
Yes.
And stuff. So
Yeah.
Ted Lasso,
Ted
and
Lasso.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, we
There's
have
a
good shows,
lot of
but-
shows out right now.
But this show's different.
The Last of Us is The Last of Us.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
We're in
All
there.
right.
Let's get into it.
Oh,
is with men.
do you think this
Yeah.
is the
I've already-
the cults?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw some
God shall wipe away
stuff
all
about this
tears
episode.
from
I already
their
know where this
Yeah.
is.
It's the cult. It's the cult. It's that cult you're thinking of.
I don't know the names of them. I just remember them from the game.
Not really a cult, a group.
It's a cult,
It's a
bro.
cult.
Yeah,
It's a cult.
it's a cult.
Yeah.
No, we're not communists. We're just.
Run
And
away.
God will wipe
Far
away
away.
all tears from their eyes. For there will be no more death. Neither sorrow nor crying.
When can we bury him?
Bury
You
your
burying
father
the
in
man?
the spring.
Jeez, his body's gonna be all rotten, bro.
It'll be freezing, so maybe not.
Getting that 4D experience because it's dumb brick in here and it's also dumb brick in the show. You know what I mean?
Sorry, it gets
feel
hot in
fine.
here.
He's
with
next
all
to the
the
window,
lights.
though.
Next to
He's
the
next to the
window.
window, so.
Oh, that's him.
Maybe a week.
Oh yeah, that's the guy that played Joel.
That's Joel.
He voiced Joel.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's the guy who voices Joel in the game. Troy Baker.
Leo mean.
Blue.
That's so
The
weird.
voice.
That's so weird.
See what you want to see sometimes.
So skinny.
Yeah.
He looks a lot older.
I haven't lost faith in you, David. They're just scared.
Not from them.
It's Joel's voice. It's so.
so interesting.
Okay, so they introduce Troy Baker here, and I know that Ellie's voice actor is supposed to be in here too. I thought it was gonna be like an episode or two ago, but she hasn't shown up
She
yet.
has not shown up yet.
So I'm curious to see if she shows up in this episode. This is not Jackson, right? This is like
No.
some
This
other
is out.
place.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say.
What is that?
It's food. Is it food?
Little crackers or
Yeah,
something. There's a
food.
little bit of food. She's so small for that gun.
Yeah.
In real life, that thing would blow her away.
Yeah, the recoil on that would literally shoot her back 10 feet. This is like familiar to me from the game, but I cannot remember.
This is
what's
after.
happening.
So after Sam and Henry, it cuts to winter, and Ellie is out hunting.
No, I
is
know
it after
she's
Sam
out.
and Henry?
I know.
No.
I know she's out. There's the rabbit, right?
Yeah, and she
Yeah, this is a very
shoots
common
a
part of the game.
rabbit.
But I'm not I have no recollection.
So,
of what's
okay,
going
she
on.
goes-
No, it's okay.
No,
You
just
don't
let
have
it
to-
happen. It's
You
okay.
don't want to know. Okay, you don't want to
It's
know.
gonna happen right here. So
Okay,
I'm just
alright.
saying that
good.
I've played the game, but
But you-
for some reason I cannot
Alright,
remember
my fault. Yeah.
what's coming up after this.
Yeah, it's the best thing.
Some big game for you there. It's
That last show, good wow.
but it's more challenging of a kill than a rabbit. No, it is.
Bigger target.
It is a bigger target, but she's got to hit it just right, or else it's gonna run away. There you go. I've played enough video games to know how deer hunting goes, man. You gotta hit it right in the neck.
Don't! Drop your rifles!
I'm so dead.
Oh my god. She's so
Quite
menacing.
a hunter. We didn't even hear you coming.
Turn around and walk away.
We can trade you for some of the deer. We have, what do you need? We have boots.
Medicine?
We do. Back in our village, you're welcome to follow us.
I'm not following you anywhere.
At least she's being smart about it.
Facts.
Take any risks. Don't go to the town. Damn it, Joel, do it. Before Ellie shoots you.
Saying calling him Joel the entire episode.
I can't unsee it just 'cause he sounds just like him.
It's hard to trust strangers, I know, but I honestly mean you no harm.
Don't believe him.
Cap.
Is this some weird cult thing?
Indeed.
Well, you sort of kind of got me there. I am a preacher, but just pretty standard Bible stuff.
I don't buy it.
Cap. Cap. Again, another cap.
We didn't expect this winter to be so cruel. Nothing will grow. Game's been hard to find. So I sent 4 of our people to a nearby town to scavenge what they could. And only 3 of them came back. And the one that didn't was a father. He had a daughter just like you. And her dad was taken from her. Turns out he was murdered by this crazy man. And get this, that crazy man was traveling with a little girl.
Uh-oh.
Just put one right through his eyes.
Back away.
Where would that have been? I'm not recalling when they killed some random guy.
The people who stabbed.
Remember when Joel got stabbed?
Got stabbed.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That scene.
So you
He
think
killed
was-
someone there.
Okay.
Joe, where the
okay.
fuck do I put this?
In his veins? Bloodstream? I don't know.
She doesn't know that. She's a kid. She has no idea what she's doing.
I know, but
Got any doctors here? What would happen if you do that?
What?
You put medicine exactly right on the wound.
I don't know if it
What
necessarily.
is? Does it even work?
I think so.
If you're a
It'll help.
doctor watching this, let us know.
I think it'll help.
Does it help?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it needs to be on the wound, but I don't think putting it on the wound, like, is a huge problem. Then again, I did not go to medical school and I have no idea what I'm talking about. So
We are not medical professionals. Do not listen
We're
to
not.
our medical advice.
What is it?
Venison.
They didn't even want to say what it was.
mm-hmm.
What do you think that is? They
No,
didn't
he
wanna
said, he said venison.
Said
Oh,
venison.
oh, okay. I thought you said
Venison is-
medicine.
No. Venison is
is
deer meat.
Deer.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
they're making some stew.
Have you guys tried deer before?
I have not actually.
I've never either.
So how the heck did they get the venison when the deer's right there?
Well, they probably had other venison meat from before, but
Some not. The math not mathing.
It's not mathing right now, man.
That's not mathing.
We'll follow it to wherever they're hiding. And we'll bring that man to justice.
You should kill him. You should kill both of them.
yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah,
I was like, he's gonna be like,
took the
don't tell
glove
me what
off
to
and
do.
I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. Oh boy.
I had a feeling he was gonna be like, don't tell me what to do, type of thing. Girl, run the hell away. What the f you doing?
Where's she gonna go?
I don't know. She gotta sneak away if she's gonna get out.
And go where?
I know you think you don't have a father anymore. But the truth is, Hannah, you will always have a father. And you will show him respect when he's speaking.
That is like playing God type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the patriarch of the entire group almost.
Man, it's scrawny. How the heck can you get all so many allies like that? And everyone just obeys him.
Cults, man.
Yeah.
It happens.
Be like that.
It's good.
Look at
The psychology of it is crazy.
yeah, look at Charles Manson. He was
Yeah.
a pretty
Yeah.
thin dude. Too. Crazy.
They all got bowls. He has a plate full of food. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. They all have bowls, and he was the only
Yeah.
one that had a
But
plate.
just pay attention to the fact that they like really showed them eating
Yeah.
what they were eating.
Yeah. They were not eat. That's not deer meat. 100%. That's not deer meat.
You think it's like
That's
a human? There we go.
good job, Ellie.
Doc.
Bro, her survival skills are elite at this point.
Yes and no.
Bro,
Because
she's having instincts to give the dog the
Tra-
dog
tracks,
the
man.
tracks.
She
horse.
has tracks.
I was gonna say the
She-
tracks.
She's tracks.
the tracks. probably the biggest downfall.
They know exactly where she is.
Yeah.
No, I understand that, but how you gonna get rid of your tracks the entire way?
You go the long way.
Yeah.
You could.
You lead them in the wrong direction. Yep. Let them right to her.
Dude, we can let her go. We bring that girl back with us. She's just another mouth to feed.
If we leave her out here, she'll die.
Yeah, maybe that's God's will.
Didn't like that because he's like, well, who's God?
Joel, wake up. Joel, wake the fuck up, Joel.
Throw some snow in his face. I'll wake up. He's like, that's the most sleep I've gotten in a long time.
No.
I can see this playing out. Joel is gonna save her somehow.
Yeah, but I don't think it's now.
Hey, motherfuckers!
Joel's a good shot. What can I say?
Are you just gonna keep commenting on that the entire
He is, bro.
episode?
I'm looking at him. I'm like, wow, he could have actually like probably played the role. Obviously, Pedro Pascal is a big name, so they chose him. But I feel like he could have done it too.
Pascal's also an incredible actor.
No, of course. Stick a shiv right through his neck.
Fastest way to die. 4, 5 other dudes.
I mean, unless they're all trying to escape his dictatorship.
I don't think they are.
You never know.
They could easily just shoot him, all 5 of them.
Yeah, no. They're brainwashed, bro.
There's at least probably one of them that would turn against him, but the rest are loyal.
By the way they're building it up, it'd be James.
Yeah, because James
There's
already
question
didn't
like
like
a
Yeah.
couple times,
Mhm.
Joel, you better not be laying down there, bro. Oh my god.
Obviously. Man's fighting an infection.
Yeah, he
literally
can't
cannot
move.
This thing got healed already though. Like
No, it did not get
Dude.
healed. Like he's still.
Did you see it before the
Bro, when you take
injection versus
penicillin and
after?
antibiotics, you have to take it for like a week.
No,
at
I
least.
get it. I get it.
Uh-oh. Hey, yo.
He must have crawled.
Oh, he's gonna stealth kill all these guys now. Yep.
Imagine Joel kills Joel.
Oh, probably will to get out of this mess.
Close that man's eyes. Creepy.
Joel, take your knife back, bro. What the hell? Or at least take his gun.
Bro, I think Joel has, like, him just being alive. It's like, he's
It's a
worried about
miracle.
right now.
Did you hear me say the others want to kill you?
Yeah.
But I stopped them.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Shut up.
Did they mention his name already or no?
David.
David.
The stealth is going crazy right now.
Hmm?
I love that they're doing that.
Stealth, yeah.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah, so he's good.
Every punch is hurting himself.
Please. I don't know any girl. Oh, fuck, Jesus! Fuck! Oh, the town! What town? Silver Lake. Ah. That's where we are. I swear. Go ask him, he'll tell you. I'm not lying. Ah! No.
Oh.
my.
Right, man. That's a real weapon in the game.
Yep.
I ain't telling you shit.
It's okay.
No.
I believe him.
No.
Joel, the protective dad anger is
Yeah.
coming out.
When that happens, he literally like
Yeah, he
he's-
blacks out.
Blacks out when he's fixated on one.
No.
Don't eat that.
I'm telling you right now. Say no thank you.
Oh.
It's just
Now you know
Jimmy,
it was
I
in that
swear.
soup. Yeah, I don't buy it, bro. I don't believe you.
Don't tell him shit.
If you want to judge me,
Judge you? You're eating people, you sick fuck!
I just connected the dots. The girl whose father died, they were gonna
Yeah.
bury.
Yeah.
They didn't bury him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put him in the soup.
I can tell the others to stop looking for him.
There ain't many of them left.
They dead.
He's got no one else to tell to leave him alone.
Probably just him and James now left.
Mm-hmm.
This dude's like giving me creepy vibes. I think he wants more than just being a friend with Ellie. Ellie, he wants to.
I mean, this dude's a psycho. Just
Yeah, no,
he's like basically trying to like make her his wife or something at this point.
I think there's like a scientific thing as well with like cannibals and like how eating like human meat will like alter your brain chemistry. So like he could also be going psychotic because of that.
If we could build.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, he's the whole child bride type of cult.
His hand.
So smart.
Break his hand.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
You little cunt.
Not so holy, brother.
It's all an act. All an act.
Ellie,
What?
tell them that Ellie is a little girl who broke her fucking finger!
Don't worry, Ellie. Joel's coming. He's having a bad hair day. That's for sure.
I think you have a bad hair day
sure he's-
every day
yeah,
in the
that
world, bro.
Sure, hair gel's the last thing. he's looking
I don't think it's breaking
Put
here,
some
y'all.
snow on that, bro. It'll help.
Y'all wonder why I have a blanket. It's breaking here. 4D experience.
That'd be literally a wrap in a blanket. Bro. I cannot.
He's scared, bro.
I'm scared, man. I'm scared.
Getting under your blankie.
It's
Hey,
dope.
leave him alone.
Watch the dang show.
Bro, that's Ellie's horse. Good thing.
Do you think they're even actually using the animal meat at this point? Because like,
No,
they're just-
look.
they're just stocking them up and don't use.
Oh my! You just got your question answered, dog, bro.
Wait!
Shut up!
Wait! Don't do it! Please don't do it! Please
You
don't!
had your chance.
No, I'm infected! I'm infected. And now so are you. Roll up my sleeve, look at it.
She's smart, bro. She's so smart.
No, she would have turned by now. This isn't real. That looks pretty fucking real to me.
She killed Joel.
No.
Joel's dead.
Fake Joel. Goodbye.
Oh. Oh my god.
Well, now you get your next meal. She helped you out. For real. Doing your work for you.
Burn him.
Oh, I remember this. Yo, they did the set perfectly.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
Whole scene.
Yeah,
was
I'm getting
captured.
vivid memories
Yeah.
back now. This is wow. The set is exactly like the game. That's crazy.
No way out, Ellie. The doors are locked, and I have the keys.
Yeah, but your building's gonna burn down. Dumbass. Done either way.
Yeah, but he's a psycho, bro. At this point, I think he literally just cares.
I
about
think
killing
now he's thinking he's infected, so he's like, you know what? Let me just go out with a bang. Uh-huh.
certified queen.
Ellie. Fuck. Oh, I thought you already knew.
Remember that question about how brutal it was gonna get?
Yeah.
I think we got that question answered.
Yeah.
They did that scene perfectly
That was in the game.
compared to the
pretty sure.
game. Yeah,
It was
they
exactly-
did that
it was
exactly
exactly
like
the same,
that.
bro.
But something's between.
Look, it's me. It's me. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, baby girl. I got you.
I didn't think they were gonna end it there. I thought they were gonna.
Bro, the episode was
Figure it out.
that felt so quick.
Again, it's
Yeah,
the
that
same
was-
thing
that
with
was
Left
quick.
Behind. It went
That
by
one was
so
really quick.
fast.
That one
Pacing
really
was
fast.
done really well again. Oh my gosh. Wow, guys. What a freaking episode.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to bring up before is that scene where Ellie is killing David, and it's a very brutal scene because it's what she's going through at that moment is very disturbing. And what they did differently in the game, when she's killing David, Joel actually grabs her and finds her and gives her a hug.
Right, in that moment, yeah.
In that moment, and then it becomes a very, sad moment where, I think basically for the first time, Joel embraces her with love and being like, yo, I got you. Like, I'm with you. And they did it again in this scene, in the episode differently, where she gets out of the building and then Joel comes and finds her. Different, but I think still very effective. I'm not going to lie. I like it in the game better than I liked it here. I think in the game it was more effective. Okay, here, I think it was still effective, but I was more impacted in the game while that scene happened. I don't know. That's why I'm starting from the end right there. I want to know specifically that scene, how you guys thought it translated versus the game.
I think it translated really well. I would have to go watch the game cutscene to see how I feel watching it. Now, just like with the quick comparison, you know what I mean? Because this was still super.
Oh yeah, no,
super well done, and I think, at least from what I see, I got what I remember getting from the game.
Yes.
So now I need to go back and look at the cutscenes because I've played myself many a time already this season being like, oh, this in the game, and then I go to the game, I'm like, oh damn, the game actually really killed that. So I need to I'll withhold until I can go back and watch that actual cutscene. But I'm sure the game did an incredible job with it, and I think they did a really good job with it here. And the baby girl.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, no, the line was copy and paste as well.
Paste,
yeah,
it still hit. This just like
100% hit.
So
it did. Yeah, the emotion was there. But wow, I feel like we were talking before we got into getting into the discussion. This episode was very straightforward, right? Ellie is going out to look out for medicine for Joel to heal him, and then she encounters Dave and James and that whole crew. David as a character, you can tell he's very messed up by, the environment that the world is right now. And his character is very interesting because in the game, they don't really dive into who he was as a leader in the group and his, how it mentally affected him. And I think it was dope to see, more backstory of him and who he is as a person and how messed up he is. And with David, what do you guys think of David as an actor or, his character portrayal and this new backstory that we got from him?
I thought.
Sorry, you go.
Okay,
my bad.
No, you're good. I thought the actor was casted perfectly. Like he gave me cult leader vibes from the start, and like in that way where he's nice in the beginning and like you want to trust him.
Yeah. In
the perfect way where you almost know like there's something off about you, but I can't put my finger on it. So I thought the acting was really great, and they casted him perfectly. And I did enjoy the backstory. I like how they gave us a bit of backstory into, what he was all about. And it's so funny because, one thing I think they did really well is the thing with cults is like it's all deception. Like you're deceiving people to make them believe in this higher power, believe in a greater good, and there's a whole purpose for why you're here and why you're doing all these things. And his excuse was like, oh, I found God, and that's how I'm translating it to these people. Like I found him in the worst possible times.
And it was all an act. He's capping the entire time.
Yeah, and he has his own motives, and reason why he thinks, he was talking about the cordyceps and how the cordyceps are actually like the true way of life and how they nurture and protect and use violence if they need to, which was wild. But like, he obviously didn't tell his followers that if he told his followers that, they would be like, you're insane, you're crazy. So I like how they showed that, like, here's the what we show is the truth, or like here's what he's saying to people, and here's the actual truth. And like this deception of it, I thought that was really done. That was done really well.
Wow, I'm in agreement with everything you said. I don't have anything to add. I do think at times I would have preferred his portrayal to be a little bit more, I don't know, just a different type of demeanor in a way, but
like more menacing,
maybe
a
little bit
creepier. If that makes
I don't know, maybe. I feel like some of the lines he was delivering when Ellie's in the cage, trying to like, convince her to join the cult, was said in a little bit of a a nicer tone ish.
I think that was the whole point of it, though.
Yeah,
because it was
yeah.
like
But I start peeling the layers. We see, oh, this guy is
Right,
messed up.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Right.
because you see the switch up for when he's in the she's in the cage and he's trying to like convince her to join whatever, and he's getting all really creepy with her. He's all nice, and then as soon as she turns on him, he goes crazy. He calls it the C word, and then they like put her on the chopping block, and he was like, "You had your shot."
That's when
Yeah.
he like really turns.
Exactly.
kinda
So you're saying you wanted to see more of that.
Yeah.
Okay. More of the evilness of David.
Right.
Because okay, so when we saw it for a little bit.
We saw it for a little bit, and we got like little glimpses here and there, like when they're having the dinner scene and all that stuff.
And he
like
slaps
when he
the girl.
slaps the girl. We did get little bits of moments like that.
Yeah.
But also, now that you mention it, where did the people go?
That's a really good question.
Because I was thinking that towards the end, I was like, "Yo, they're fighting all these dudes. Like Joel like murdered all these dudes that were where he was, and then he makes his way down to, I forget the name, Salt Lake or whatever the heck it was called.
It's a resort.
Thing.
Silver Lake or something.
Silver Lake, yeah. And then it's basically just James and David trying to kill Ellie essentially, and nobody else is to be found. None of the cult people.
I wonder if they have like their own cabins, like spread out, and that was like the mess hall and the kitchen.
Yeah, it could be.
So then, like the
Could be,
people, the actual inhabitants of that place were probably not in that vicinity.
Yeah, that's the explanation that I think.
Yeah, and then the only reason that they'd be able to find out was like the fire now, obviously. And I'm sure there's people investigating.
Right.
But
Why not? Yeah.
they'd be getting out of there by then, hopefully.
Yeah, because I mean, would they have been able to hear Ellie screaming and stuff? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the fire would have alerted everyone, right?
Yeah.
So
but
if you see
the fire lasted very like little before they actually like escaped, before Ellie and Joel got the hell out of there.
So I feel like they'd show up right in time when Joel and Ellie would be gone.
Right.
And then they'd see the entire mess of what went down.
I was just curious. I was like, where the hell is everyone? Their leader is getting,
valid. That's
Joel
valid.
killed them all.
He probably killed all the men and then maybe
no, for sure. I mean, I'm sure he didn't kill all those people. We only saw him like trying to find Ellie, and I don't know how he probably couldn't hear shit because it was like blizzarding outside and whatever, and she's like screaming and
He's
stuff.
already hard of hearing.
Yeah, he's already hard of hearing. So pretty much. But dude, this is another freaking fantastic episode.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So good.
I need to see how the season closes out before I like really,
because you
dig
feel
deep
like you
into
need
this thing.
more. Is that what you're thinking?
Like, I'm not saying I need more, but I do feel like they could do more. Whether or not that's the right way to do it, I think will need to be. I need to see the full work, right? The full season to be able to really assess that. But like again, like the things that Charlie says is that like we could have seen more from David, and we did see some like nuanced things, but like this episode could have easily been an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes.
I think a lot of episodes.
A lot of the exactly. A lot of the episodes could be. But especially this episode, like I think there's a lot of build-up, a lot of things going on with Joel and Ellie, a lot of things with David that we could have got more backstory on. But I think another thing that the show does really well is like it has a subtlety to it, and it's not always so in your face. Like you have to read between the lines a little
show
bit.
It, they don't tell it.
Exactly. And in the game, there are things that like you don't get the entire backstory on, and you have to kind of read between the lines, and the show is also kind of emulating that. So maybe that's a good thing. But I guess I think part of the problem is that the show's so good that I want more. So
it's just me. Like, could that just be a personal preference thing, or
it could be, and it could just be me being like annoying because I want more of the show. Like it literally could just be like I would want 30 more minutes.
But I want to ask you that because you have like a better recollection of the game than I do, or Abe does, I think, and part of me is a little bit concerned as to the next episode being the final one and what happens based on what we've gotten so far. Like I feel like we didn't get that much happening to now go into that part of the story.
Spoiler free response.
I'm trying to keep it. I'm gonna try my best and keep it spoiler free. I'm gonna be quick with it. I think they're doing a great job.
Okay.
They're doing a great job. There's the only part that I think they missed out on was after the Sam and Henry situation. I think they could have maybe gone into that whole development of what Ellie was feeling, because that arc is huge in the game. But they addressed it in the upcoming episode with Left Behind, and they paralleled it really well.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have people who are out here being like, well, this episode was a snooze fest and da 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 da.
Yeah, exactly. So
if they did that arc, I'm sure there'd be people complaining.
they'll
about
be complaining
it,
how
which
it's a snooze fest.
could never be us, I don't think. But there's definitely people.
But then
who
again,
No,
would.
I had no complaints about that episode. I gave it a 10, I think.
But here's my concern again that I think it's going to happen. It's with the general audience. They're going to say that this episode might have been another snooze fest.
No, I doubt it.
Do you think that or no?
Bro, the way that the thing is for us, I think that our reaction was a little bit tamed because we kind of knew what was happening in a way. Like the second that just a thing that the show did really well. The second they got into the cabin and Ellie's hiding from David and he's like looking for her. I haven't played the game in mad long. I was transported back to the game because the set was exactly the same. Exactly the same. And I was like, yo, okay, they did that perfectly. But like that climax is huge. That climax is crazy.
Yeah.
But we like obviously we know what's happening and like our reaction was like, holy crap, it's brutal. But like I wonder, I'm sure that the audience has not seen this. They'd be like, holy crap. And like, where do you go from here? Yeah. And how? And I'm sure a bunch of people are like, how is this going to end in one?
Oh yeah, 100% people are thinking that. Yeah, you're right. It's just that again, the whole infected situation, we got none of it. You know, last episode we got one infected. This episode we got none. Right, and I don't know about next episode if they're gonna do it. But again, I think that is what's getting people turned off away from the show. And it's the same thing that we talked about last episode. It's called The Last of Us, right? And
the people are expecting to get a zombie show and it's not a zombie show.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a show that has zombies, but is not primarily a zombie show. Maybe because here's the thing. The way that the story starts off, even in the game, will give you the impression that it's a zombie apocalypse type of game. Yeah. Because you're in the middle of everything's going to shit. There's
just like they did with episode
whatever.
1, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's the tone you get. And then episode 2, they're doing the backstory in Indonesia or something, how the cordyceps started, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, they're kind of abandoning that and just focusing the character. So I can understand why people might be a little bit frustrated, but like, this is not a zombie show. No. Just saying. There are zombies in this show.
If you didn't know, one episode away from the finale.
One episode away from the finale, yeah. I mean, we might get more. I don't know. But yeah, that's the only, like in the it's hard because in the game, like you're constantly fighting.
Yeah, because the gameplay, this is the thing. I think that, and I've been having this conversation with Anna because some people have been telling her like the game is better, blah, 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 more exciting, whatever. The thing is with the game is you have the gameplay, which is
the gameplay.
Brutality.
You're killing
zombies and you're killing people. Like that is the gameplay, and you're scavenging, and there's other stuff that's going on, but that's the bulk of it, right? But why do we love The Last of Us? The gameplay is great, but the story is incredible, and that's why we love it. So it's like, I think there is a faction of people or a group of people that are like, damn, like I really am missing the amount of infected and how much fighting and all of that because they really love the gameplay. But then there are other people who are like, bro, they're doing the story so perfectly that, you know, that's what we're focused on. Yeah. So I wonder if that's some of a disconnect.
Yeah, I want to know people's thoughts on this. I really do. So if you're a person who's a fan of the game, who has played the game and is feeling like, man, we're not getting a lot of the infected, the action of the game is not translating well to the show version. I want to know your thoughts as to why you are thinking that. Or if you're a person who loves the story in general and, you know, you're not really bothered by we're not getting a lot of infected because, you know, the purpose of the show is Ellie and Joel and the survivors, right? Explain to me why they're doing it well and why you love it, right? I want to know people's thoughts on this because, you know, we're seeing what I'm seeing consistently on Twitter and on the internet is those two sides going at it with each other and trying to, you know, understand this entire show and why they're doing this. And some people are saying like there was no purpose in making this a show. Do you guys believe that there is a purpose in making this show? 100%, because we're talking about new people who don't play video games get to see a new story that has impacted millions of people. Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's the thing. And going back to this episode, we saw another huge moment between Ellie and Joel, and that moment was the embracing, right? Joel saying, "Oh, baby girl, I got you. It's me. Look at me. It's me." Charlie, how did you feel in that moment, bro? Like that is again another big moment for their relationship, not only as as companions and Joel taking her to the Firefly, but just you can see it's a father-daughter moment right? Even though how dark it is, it's a very dark moment, but it is a father-daughter moment.
Right.
Do you believe that?
I do believe that, and I almost was like on the verge of shedding a tear when he said that, just because it's emotional, man. He has gone through loss and gone through trauma and gone through having to just survive, and he was worried about Ellie potentially, dying or something, and he found her alive, and he's glad to have her, and he doesn't have Sarah anymore, so he doesn't want to remember that past. Like, he doesn't want to let go of his daughter, essentially. So I feel like Ellie is now filling that gap for him.
Yeah. I think another thing is, like, he, at the end of the day, he couldn't protect Sarah, and, like, I'm sure as a dad, he's one of those people who would never want to let his daughter get hurt. And now, like, Ellie is alive, which is great, but, like, he can tell, like, she was hurt. Like, she was, like, now she's, even if she's physically okay, like, she was emotionally scarred by what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in dad mode. Like, he's in nurturing comfort mode.
Not only that, too, but he's also realizing, like, damn, this girl went through all this stuff to save me.
Yeah.
So, there's that factor of it as well.
Right.
And looking at it from Ellie's perspective, right, in the last 2 episodes where she's saying, every person I've ever loved cared for has died or left me, and Joe went back for her,
right.
and found her. Abe, that's a huge moment, right? Like, it encapsulates everything that she's feeling and answers to her. Look, Joel is that guy that's with you. Joel is that person who cares for you and who loves you, right? And
because he could very easily just let her go and save himself. Why would he put himself in more danger to go protect her, right? Unless he does care for her, which obviously
they're all each other has at this point. Like, they're the only reason that they continue and go on. Especially Ellie. I mean, Joel has a brother, but his brother now has his own life, and Tess is gone. Like, what else is there? Right. So now his focus is just her, and their focus is on each other. So, and we'll see that play out in the next episode.
We will see that play out in the next episode. So I know episode 8. Yeah, this is 8. Want to get into ratings. I want to start with you, Charlie. How would you rate this episode with what you talked about out of 10?
Yeah, I hate to keep giving perfect scores, but it's another one. It's another 10.
So wait, I know you're gonna say it's another 10, but sorry to cut you off. But when are we gonna get to this conversation where this might be one of the best seasons we've ever seen in television?
It depends.
Can we get into that conversation, or we get into that conversation after it concludes?
Once it concludes.
Once it concludes, because we don't know. I mean, you can't just say like, "Oh, this show's the best thing that's ever happened," and then all of a sudden the last episode is a shit show. You never know. Obviously, the way that it's been going, I am confident that they're going to kill it with the last episode. Yeah. And we're going to look back and we're going to be like, this show's a 10 out of 10 the first season, through and through. But we can't risk it quite yet. We have to see it first. But yeah, it's a 10. For me, I give this episode a 10. Even with my little where the hell was everybody thing or whatever, little complaint there. But we saw all the elements that were in the game, the stealth, the brutality, the emotional moments, the crazy freaking cult leaders, cannibalists and crap. So they delivered it very, very well. And I think this is one of Bella Ramsey's best performance of this season so far is in this episode. So
I think this episode has highlighted her Emmy nomination. I think she will get one. I think her and Pedro Pascal will get Emmy nominations. I think this episode proves that because the emotional level that she had to do in this episode and the acting is very hard. And you can tell she is gifted. The girl is gifted.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Abe, how about you?
Me? Oh, yeah, it's hard, bro. I really want to give it a 10. I do think, just to be different, I'll give it a 9.
Come on.
I'll give it a 9.8. And this is the thing that we keep talking about is like with shows, it's so hard to give it a rating because it has to capture the entire season. Like I might see the next episode and be like, well, I wish they would have dove into that in the last episode, and that could change my rating. But Yeah, it's hard. I'm gonna give it a 9.8. I definitely think I would have loved to see them dive into David a little bit more, just because I do think that they did dive in a little more to the other characters that we've seen. Like Sam and Henry, I feel like we got a little bit more backstory. Even Riley, we got a little bit more backstory. And meanwhile, like, this is a villain, so I don't know that we've gotten a villain with this much depth yet. But I think, like, his backstory I would have loved to have seen a little bit more. Because you know what? We saw, God, what was her name? That
In
liberated
episode-
the QZ.
in episode
Episode
four.
5.
Episode 4.
Episode 4, episode 5. Yeah, 4 and 5.
I forgot her name.
Yeah, 4 and 5. I forgot what her name is. Exactly. We kind of dove into her backstory.
A little bit.
No,
Yeah.
we did.
No,
we
we
saw her
did,
lost her
yeah.
brother, why she has the vengeance of all of this, well, the doctor that delivered her, and all this stuff. Like, there was a lot at play there, and
She
they
got
tried
2
really
episodes
hard.
though.
She did.
She got 2 episodes.
But this is the thing. Like, now we're nitpicking here,
Mhm.
but like, we had an issue with the casting, I think, of that character. I think that she could have been casted a little bit different, and I would have preferred someone a little bit more menacing or whatever it may be. But they really chose to dive into that character and do more backstory. I wish they had saved that and did it with David.
I agree.
I think they would have
agree with
done. Yeah, I think if they had to do backstory on one character, and this is super nitpicky, I would have loved to see it more with David, because I would have loved to see the transition, and maybe even prior
To how he went crazy. Like
Prior
why
to the
he made this
apocalypse.
decision to.
prior to the outbreak, because he's had to have been either he was tapped before or something happened that made him tapped.
Mhm.
So I think that's the one thing that I would nitpick and say I would have loved more. But bro, it's a great episode. They're like, and here's the thing about episode 9, like, I'm so confident because, one, the game is so good, and it's really pulling from that source material really well. So I'm sure it's gonna do well. So I'll do 9.8 for this episode.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. I'm gonna give it a 9.8 as well. The reason why is, even though in the game we don't get as much backstory with David, and they give a fairly backstory to David and his motives in the show, but I think they could have really gone into that in the show and shown us to why this man is crazy and why he thinks like that. So that's why I'd give it a 0.2 deduction as well. But again, like Abe said, this was another great episode. And when we reviewed episode 1, I was saying I was so confident in the show because of who was behind it. Everyone working on the show, the cast, the crew, they all care about this story.
Right.
There is care and there is love to it. And I'm confident that episode 9 is going to be great.
Yeah.
I am confident that episode 9 is going to be great.
Me too.
But as I said before, like, they brought in Craig Mazin, Neil Druckmann. He created the game, and he's writing the script. He's directing episodes. They brought in people who worked on the set who loved the show.
They got Joel's voice actor, to be in this episode.
And now here's another thing. It's like, where are we going to see Ellie's mother? When is that going to happen? Is that next episode?
I think I just got something stuck in my. I'm not gonna say.
No, don't.
I have something.
Yeah,
in
don't
my head.
spoil it.
I'll
No.
say after this.
No, yeah, you don't.
I
But
think
yeah,
I know
it's
which
gonna
one,
be. I think next episode is gonna be very emotional, but it's gonna have a bit of everything, and that's my prediction. And I just wanted to let's just get to Sunday as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Or Friday, because
Oh yeah, the Oscars.
Oscars are on Sunday, so we're kind of thinking they might pull an audible and release it Friday. We don't know.
Or they're just gonna give a big F you to the Oscars and say we don't care.
Yeah, I
our
mean,
show's
people are
more important.
gonna watch The Last of Us if it's on Sunday instead of the Oscars anyway. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah.
It's fine.
No hate to the Oscars, but
Yeah.
ratings.
We
are
love the
down.
Oscars.
We love the Oscars.
We did an Oscars live stream last year, and by the way, this year we're gonna cover it on Instagram because you guys voted for that. So
Yeah.
let's cover it on Instagram stories, and we're gonna cover The Last of Us finale of season 1 here on the pod.
Yeah, and try to get the episode as quickly as possible.
Indeed.
Yeah. But y'all, we appreciate you guys listening or watching this episode. We hope you guys had a great time with us. And if you have an opinion, please comment. Please put your comments, and also follow, subscribe, like this video. We love you guys. See you soon for episode 9.
Peace.